Welcome back to Ace Combat 2. We're going to be playing inside of a toy box. If you look inside, we might find a broken violin.
Hey, it's me again.
We're gonna find some things to shoot down.
How does it feel to be looking at Ace Combat 2 footage again after you just recorded the first few parts of Ace Combat 3 today?
I was literally describing it before you showed up to carry that like playing Ace Combat 1 is like driving like a 1968 Chevy C10 with like its original like stock wheels, which is like that weird pseudo rubber material, and it fucking sucks to drive. Then like playing Ace Combat 2 is like driving like a 1980s like Ford F-150, and it's like, oh, it's cool, it's like better handling and your presentation's better. It's just fucking ass. And then playing Ace Combat 3 today was like driving a 2024 Mercedes-Benz C-Class luxury sedan where everything catered to my needs, and it feels so excellent.
You know,
anyway, to answer your question, not great.
You know, I kind of get what you're saying, like, in a sense, because, as much as I love Mother 2, every time I start playing that game, and, until I really get into it, like, until I'm finally in the zone, everything about Mother 2 makes me wish I was playing Mother 3 instead. In terms of, like, game mechanics and stuff, like, the QOL in 3 is just mwah. And It's weird that I don't have this problem with Mother 1. I guess it's just so archaic and clunky that I just kind of like default to being used to it or something.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Mother 2 looks like it should have higher QOL.
So, yeah, it's a very late SNES game, and it's pretty simplistic, but not only by the standards of the year it came out, but for the console it's on in general.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, in particular, like, with presentation, Mother 3 takes what looks like limitations in Mother 2 and turns it into an actual, like, direction. Like, for example, instead of like the walking animation just being the sprite mirroring like in Mother 2, like every character actually has like a 4 frame walk animation. Characters actually emote a tiny bit. They have like unique poses and stuff. It's not just stiff and still like 1 and 2 are.
Yeah.
Yeah. This mission is a toy box. We go blow up a facility that's housing some things that need to be blown up.
Why is it called Toy Box?
Because the little like base, I guess. Yeah, real. Because the little base is like a little it's just kind of like a stationary like box full of things. So it's like, oh, it's like a toy box because like a bunch of things inside of it. Except you don't blow up toy boxes often.
Mega Man and Base.
Unless they're like toy boxes to blow up. Beats to blow up toy boxes too. There's Stalker right there. That's the ace. He sucks. No, he doesn't.
The Ace Combat himself?
Yeah, that's an ace, and I am an ace, and I'm going to combat him. He is from the Stalker series, and unfortunately...
What suit?
What's... let's see. I'm probably the ace of... Probably the ace of diamonds, and this guy is probably the ace of spades.
How did I know you were gonna say he was the ace of spades? It just...
Because it's ace. You say ace, you assume spades is gonna be there too. I was gonna say ace of clubs? Yeah, right.
Who's the ace of clubs in this?
Nice argument, but it's too late. I've already drawn myself as the based ace of spades, while you are the cringe ace of clubs.
Ace of spades is aesthetically more pleasing.
As the king of diamonds, while you are the mustacheless king of hearts.
Would the card suit comparison be more apt in Ace Combat 3, actually? Based on what little I know about its story?
No, actually. Actually, yes, it could work, but I would say we should hold off on card suit depictions until we reach Ace Combat 0.
Okay, I'm just gonna say that because there's only 4 suits and 5 endings in that game. Obviously, the 5th one is just the Joker, baby.
Yeah, the Joker. What's your statement that we already passed Ace Combat 0?
Yeah, because we're on 2.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
I hate that because based on what you told me, Ace Combat 0 takes place after Ace Combat 2.
That.
Yeah, so Ace
That's
Combat 0 takes place after Ace Combat 2, but before Ace Combat 5.
Where's 4 in this?
4 is after 5, before 3.
Oh, God.
Wait, no, timeout. No, timeout. After 5... No. Yes, after 5, before 7.
That's crazy.
Yeah, the Ace Combat timeline's a little hee-hee-ha. Because it goes, Ace Combat 1, 2, 0, 5, 4, 7, 3.
What about 6?
Oh, fuck, I forgot Ace Combat 6. 6, oh, God. 6 is, oh, shit, hold on, okay. It's 1, 2... 1, 2. Oh fuck. 1, 2.
1, 2.
0,
Buckle my shoe.
5, 6. 6. 4.
Is just gonna get more
7, 3.
So hang on a second. Okay. So it's
Combat 3.
it's 1, 2, 0,
Yes.
5, 6, 4, 7, 3.
That should be illegal.
You know what
Yes.
they should have done instead? Is because like
Let's just
there's
make
no
the games
reasonable way
more
that they could have known like. What'd you say?
Is that it should have just been in a straight line like normal?
You know, the thing
Yeah.
is, the PS1 trilogy is in a straight line. It's the PS2 games that fucked it all up.
See, I mean, the PS1 games being in a straight line is like 1990, 1992, 2046. So, like, there's a bit of a gap. What's your statement, soldier?
They should have, because like there's no reasonable way that they would have known like, oh, you know, in 2 years we're gonna make a game that takes place after the one we just made, but before the one that we're about to make. So they just like,
Yeah.
and so they should have just like thrown out random numbers. First one, Ace Combat 1, easy enough. Second one, they're like we could make a game that takes place chronologically before this, so this one will be Ace Combat 12, so that we got, you know,
Oh my
like
god.
11 or 10 spots to like.
Metal Gear tried to do this.
I know.
Hideo Kojima wanted to call Metal Gear Solid 2 Metal Gear Solid 3 and have it be a Roman numeral, but the Roman numeral there, like the eyes were represented with the Twin Towers and the Empire State Building.
Oh my gosh.
Uh-oh.
Wow.
Needless to say, well, for one thing, this didn't happen, and secondly, I believe that game came out in 2001. Let me look this up real quick.
I'm curious now.
Metal Gear Solid 2's release date, it was 2001. It was November 2001.
Oh.
Uh-oh. Well,
So they
that
got.
was a pretty quick change.
That's
Probably.
awesome.
I mean, I think it was vetoed before anything like that happened to begin with. So, because
Oh,
again,
so
that's confusing and also fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Kojima's a fucking
they just
madman.
don't know.
In Metal Gear Solid 3, he wanted the boss fight, who is not the final boss, but nevertheless is still called the End. He wanted the fight itself to take a week long to test the players
in week.
to test the players' perseverance. And
Oh.
Konami's response is that would be impossible.
Like, it would
So-
take a week straight.
Yeah. The idea being that after a week, because he's an old man, he would die of old age. The way that they still worked around this, though, is that when you get to that boss fight, when you begin that boss fight, if you turn off the PS2 and either wait a whole week or set the PS2's clock a week forward, he will have died of old age.
And the game makes fun of you for it.
And you just skip
man.
through the boss fight.
Old.
Yeah.
You could also just shoot him in the head before the boss fight even begins, if you so desire. And it's such a bad boss fight too. So it's like
That sounds like that gives the same vibes as like fucking ceaseless
Whoa,
discharge
wait.
in
Time
Dark
out.
Souls.
I want
1.
to talk about this stage.
Okay.
This is a pretty
This
sunset.
fucking stage has one of my top 3 favorite Ace Combat songs ever. This song's called Fire Young Man. I like 1,000,000,000% recommend. If like, you know, you don't even have to like rock and roll.
There's something you need to open this up with.
Huh.
You know.
I got it.
Zone of Endless?
Nope.
Oh, sorry. My apologies. Yes, banger alert. Fire Young Man, you don't even have to like rock and roll that much. This is just a fucking expertly composed piece of action music. As a matter of fact, when I was doing strength and conditioning in high school, this song was my warm-up song. It is that fucking good. I love this song so much, and this is like, Ace Combat 2's got some great tracks. Dinopolis, Bear Tracks, you know, great songs. But this is far and above a standout, so much so that it was used not only in Ace Combat Infinity, but also as a multiplayer song in Ace Combat 7, because it's that fucking good. It didn't
Excuse
even
me.
need to be remixed.
Excuse
It's
me.
that fucking good. And not only was it like that, when I was playing here in Everett's house, I was fucking
Hang on a
in
goddamn
the
second.
zone.
Hang on a second. Ace Combat Infinity?
Yeah.
But
that's
which Infinity?
that's
Is
not a
this
part of the
Aleph
main line,
Null,
which is why I
Aleph
didn't,
1?
which is I didn't mention it because it's not a part of the mainline series. It was a digital exclusive game for the PlayStation 4 and had a lot of collabs, you know, like Idolmaster and Godzilla and stuff like that. But
You know what?
yeah,
I
it was
changed.
online only, and it was taken off service.
You know what? I take back my storm off because ultimately, at least I'm still hoping. I don't know yet, but as far as I'm aware, this still makes more sense than Kingdom Hearts. So.
Well, there's like 2 timelines, I guess, in the Ace Combat series. One where it takes place in Strange World, and one where it takes place in the real world, which is stupid and lame.
But none of those are the mainline games, right?
I don't care about... I don't care... Huh?
None of those are the mainline games, right?
No, they're not. That's like Ace Combat Assault Horizon, Ace Combat Assault Horizon Legacy, Ace Combat Infinity. There's like... You know, it's like, oh, it's the geopolitics of Russia and China being bad guys to the U.S. It's like a Hawks game, which pisses me off to say. But that's why after altering it to fit back in the Strange World timeline, they never revisited Planet Earth again.
Well, from what
I
I've
never
read,
visited planet Earth again.
Carrie's finally getting the hang of the Chill's voice.
She is. I'm proud.
So from what I've read, it sounds like 7 was like intended to be like a big return to form after years of bullshit.
Absolutely. I wouldn't say Infinite was bullshit, but considering that it, you know, that the dedicated campaign did take place in the real world and not in Strange Real, which again, because Strange Real hadn't been visited since Ace Combat 6. So it's Ace Combat 6, Assault Horizon, and Infinity, which take place in the real world, and that's, you know,
I'm looking at the
there's a large
timeline
gap
right
between.
now, and what the fuck? There were 3 Ace Combat games released in 2011.
Yes.
Ace Combat Assault Horizon Legacy, and Northern Wings were all released in 2011.
So like I said, Northern Wings is like, fucking. It's not like I keep calling it a Game Boy game, but I think it's just like a mobile game or a DS game.
Mobile game.
Ace Combat Assault Horizon Legacy is a remake of 2 for the 3DS, and it's not great.
Oh.
And then Ace Combat Assault Horizon was the one that introduced it to a new engine and activated this thing called Dogfight Mode, DFM, and it was like this whole big thing, but it fucking sucked. And
Hang on a
the
second.
story was bad.
If Assault Horizon Legacy is a remake of 2, then why does it have the Assault Horizon title in there?
Because Assault Horizon was the game that was coming out, so they thought they could slap the fucking tag on it.
Oh my fucking god. It's like to go back to Metal Gear again. It's like how the American version of Metal Gear Ghost Babel... The American version of Metal Gear Ghost Babel is just called Metal Gear Solid in North America. Just because, like, it's like, just so that they could say, hey guys, Metal Gear Solid's on the Game Boy Color!
Mm-hmm. This,
Color.
I don't know what it is about this one Mirage, but this motherfucker, I don't even know, he's even breaking my ankles, even cooking me. I'm playing
Wait,
like a
Mirage,
bitch
so it's
here.
not
I feel
real?
like
Why are
ass.
you trying to get it?
because it's a French plane and I need to kill those frogs.
Yeah.
But
Ribbit.
this song fucks hard, and
Garage.
there's a zone of endless fire in here, Zoe. And the gimmick of the Zoe fighters in this game, not the zone fighters, not to be confused, is each time you shoot one down, because last time we fought one, it was an F-14. This time it's an F-18. Each time you shoot one down, the stinky rebels are like, this fucking sucked. I can't believe he killed our cool plane. We need to upgrade the AI and make it into a better plane. So that's what they do. They upgrade the pilot AI for the program they're using and stick it into a better plane and color it red and call it good.
You know, it's kind of
really
weird.
Have too much bearing.
It's kind of weird how the villains of this game are the rebels and not the government, because like 9 times out of 10 it's the other way around.
I know, and it's like the first game, if you remember, we literally beat a rebellion to reinstate a government, and then the acting government in this game I think like in game takes place like 4 years later. They leave on like a diplomatic mission, and in the time that they leave, another fucking coup happens.
Oh my
They gotta clean this shit up again. That's why
The
you're
whole
playing as
government
the
just
same
picks up and
guy as
leaves?
the first game. No, they don't like leave intentionally. They just leave to go on like a diplomatic mission. But yeah, they just basically like in the time that they're gone, a fucking coup d'etat happens.
I mean, ultimately both of these games just kind of have excuse plots, but
That's fair.
Yeah.
The fun is shooting down planes.
now
real.
I've seen the beginning of 3, and that game has a fucking story going on.
We got a whole lot to unpack when we get to Ace Combat 3, man.
There's
I'll
lots
tell
of
you what, I'm
cutscenes with
excited.
voice acting, but the voice acting is only in Japanese because the official American version cut out the plot entirely, and
No.
the Japanese version. So we're playing a fan translation of the Japanese.
US release of Ace Combat 3 is fucking ass and doesn't even exist as an Ace Combat game, in my opinion, because there's so much is cut from it.
Yeah.
Look at this stinky aircraft carrier with no aircraft.
Mission
Well, everybody.
accomplished.
So when you said the government picks
I
up
got
and
him,
leaves,
GG's.
I imagine the Pentagon and the White House just turning into like a jetpack and then lifting
Routing
off
legs.
and then going into space.
Oh, landing time! Oh no, not yet.
Oh my god, that's... Oh no. Okay. No, this is it. So, there's landing minigames in this game, where you land on an aircraft carrier, and you can't change your speed. Like, you can't accelerate, you can only decelerate. Well, I guess acceleration is a change of speed over time. You can only slow down. And you
Whoa,
have to
you
handle, like, a head-on bearing.
You're
So
cutting
you
this
have that
close,
tiny
man.
blue line. That is the aircraft carrier line you have to land on. So you have to line up with that, and then
And there's a
you land
time
with the
limit
aircraft
too.
carrier. Seems easy enough. Yes, there's a time limit too, so it seems easy enough. If you succeed, you get money. If you fail, you lose money. So, as a long-time Ace Combat player, I do this in one try because I'm just the best. See, here's me landing. Just kidding.
I was gonna say you were coming in pretty hot there.
Oh.
And so I lose money.
The plane that was destroyed on your
Pay out
mission
the
will be
repair.
replaced by the military corps. We hope that you have more success on your next mission. Damage costs 12,000. I love that there isn't even a I love how there isn't even like a
That's not
currency. It's just
bad.
12,000.
That's actually not that
I
much.
know, but the thing is, they're like, we wish you more success. Like, I didn't just blow up the enemy strike fleet
No.
just to be told, oh, try better next time.
All right, so I have a question about the Ace Combat games still.
It's a question, soldier.
What's your question, soldier?
Okay, soldier.
Ace Combat X Skies of Deception. What is this?
Oh my god, okay. So, fuck, I forgot about the X games. God damn it, I knew I was missing some. Okay, Ace Combat X, Skies of Deception, and Ace Combat X2, I forgot the subtitle for that one,
Skies
are
of
PSP
Incursion?
games. Huh?
Skies of
Skies
Incursion.
of Incursion, yes, thank you. They are PSP games. They also take place on Strange Reel.
Wait, no, the second one's iOS. It's not PSP.
Oh, iOS, thank you.
But the first one definitely is PSP.
How do I describe the X games? They exist. the voice acting in them both is notoriously bad.
In the good way or the bad way?
Bad way.
Ow! Less Mega Man X4, more Mega Man X7.
Yes. The game exists to fill out that handheld market, they fill out on the handheld market, and a lot of the missions in that game are basically reused missions from Ace Combat 5. Like, a lot of, do this, and then this happens, comes straight from Ace Combat 5. The redeeming qualities of Ace Combat X, at least, is something called the Gleipnir, which is based off
Funny
of
name.
Gleipnir is based off
Gleipnir?
based off
Funny name.
whatever it's called. That's how they pronounce it, but I know it's Gleipnir. Based off Norse mythology, he's the big guy, right? Or the big worm, the dog. That's Fenrir. Whatever. Anyway, you play as the Griffith Squadron, and you're a bunch of cool guys. Anyway, so your objective is to blow up the Gleipnir, and it sucks, and it's cool. Skies of Incursion introduces the only thing notable about that game, aside from being able to fly a civilian airliner, a 747, through a canyon, is a canyon run in a fucking immovable piece of shit. So imagine what I was doing today, except not being able to shoot, and it sucks even more because you're slow.
I feel like flying a 747 through a canyon is the air travel equivalent of driving a bus through a narrow city road.
Oh.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah. Oh man. In the second game, the voice acting is bad, but now it's funny. It introduces the two most notable things is the enemy Ace Squadron you fight called the Varklok Squadron, who all have shark teeth liveries on their plane, and the introduction of a couple super planes that are Ace Combat originals. Any Ace Combat game, in my opinion, that has their own planes, that are made from scratch from the dev team, is pretty fucking cool. Anyway, Dinopolis banger song again. With the
Dinopolis, the city of dinosaurs?
Yes. Yes, so in my opinion, any game with custom, their own planes is a cool game to me, which is a lot of Ace Combat games. And in that game, it has it's called the VF something, but it's really cool. And yeah, so those games just are kind of because the thing is, the events in those games aren't mentioned in the rest of the mainline games. They just are super isolated incidents, and that's why they kind of feel detached.
It seems
that's it.
It seems like X at least reviewed well. The first one. The first X
Love
game
that
did.
phrasing.
I kind of super summarized it with the whole, shoot down the enemy forces in the Gleipnir. But that's just a super concise plot summary. There's a lot that happens in the story. It's actually pretty cool. There's a bunch of cool sciencey stuff that happens in there too that a bunch of the, pushes up glasses nerds probably thought was pretty fire. Me though, I actually haven't played any of the X games. I just know they exist and have watched people play them before.
I haven't tried this myself, mostly because I still don't actually have a PSP. But it probably wouldn't actually be too hard to record them. The PSP can actually be connected directly to the TV via component cable.
Mm-hmm.
And by doing that, I could actually record PSP games without jumping through the hoops, say with the 3DS.
Yeah, because the thing is too and I had a PSP as a kid. That's how I first played Monster Hunter, was when I played Freedom Unite. That's how I found the series, and same with Battlefront 2, because I liked the game so much on PSP. But my brother Aiden would be hogging it to play Ace Combat all the time, so I'd just play Battlefront 2 on my PSP. Or
I feel like
if I didn't bring my DS,
they had it on PSP.
Yeah, they did. You could make your own soldier too, your own clone stormtrooper. It was pretty cool. Pretty limited in a bunch of the game modes. There was no the cool Rise of the Empire campaign from the PS2 wasn't in there.
Yeah.
the thing about
Galactic Conquest was really cut, but
the thing about the PSP is that it was functionally a portable PS2, much in the same way that the Game Gear was a portable Sega Master System.
I guess that makes sense given the name.
The the problem with it is that since it was technically 6th gen technically qualified as 6th gen console quality gaming on the go, a lot of the devs for games on there, especially the first party stuff from Sony, had the ambition to try to be on the scale of most console games, but also were treated as secondary works while the main works were being developed for the PS3 or even still the PS2. And as a result, a lot of PSP games are really half-baked.
Yeah.
It's part of the reason why it's one of two reasons why the system didn't do too well. The other one being that the Nintendo DS was just that popular.
Yeah. There we go, look at that. Rank up warrant officer. We got the Hornet. Anyway, fucking...
Daytona!
Next time on Smash Team Games, for some reason I have a listen to the what the fuck is my okay, hold on. Next time on Smash Team Games we blow more stuff up.